Welcome to Sarah's Scuba and Travel Channel. Madrid is a great location to fly in and out of for international flights when visiting Spain. It is centrally located and the flights are usually much cheaper than other international airports in the country, especially from the US. I like to use Madrid as my jet lag adjustment city since the first day is usually eaten up with travel, customs, navigating to accommodation, showers, naps, etc. I don't usually allocate too much time to Madrid as there are so many other places to explore within Spain. However, there is still a lot to see and experience in this busy city, even in 1.5 days, so let's get started. Like I said, the first day really gets eaten up with travels, but you can maximize your time based on the location you book your accommodations. We stayed at a cute little hostel in Madrid's central area. They provided private rooms with private baths, Wi-Fi, and AC, so we were happy. The location in the city was the key feature for booking these accommodations. We were blocks from the Royal Palace, Puerta del Sol, Plaza Mayor, and so much more. This saved a lot of travel time and expense. I will put the link to the hostel in the video description. In the late afternoon/evening, once you've had a moment to relax and refresh a little, I recommend taking a self-guided walking tour by making your way down Calle Arenal towards Puerta del Sol. Along the way, you will pass Parroquia de San Ginés, which is one of the oldest churches in the city. Just a little further, and you will hit Puerta del Sol, which is also referred to as the Times Square of Madrid. It is famous for various landmarks. The first is the Real Casa de Corros, which is the headquarters of the community of Madrid, featuring a famous clock tower that dictates the traditional eating of 12 grapes on New Year's Eve. This is also referred to as the New Year's Eve clock. In front, you will see the equestrian statue of Charles III, which is the statue dedicated to one of Madrid's most significant historical mayors, as well as King of Spain. Finally, my favorite, El Oso y el Madrono, or the bear and strawberry tree statue. This is a popular statue symbolizing Madrid that you will see in other forms around the city. The square is surrounded by shopping and dining as well. Continue your walk down Calle Alcalá, one of the main thoroughfares in Madrid. It contains government offices and banks housed in neoclassical and Baroque-style buildings with statues on top. And not too far into your walk, you will pass the Palacio de la Equitativa. Originally built between 1887 and 1891 for the La Equitavita Insurance Company and later used as a headquarters for Banesto Bank, the building has been restored to house the Four Seasons Hotel Madrid and luxury residences. And in a few more steps, you will be at the Edificio Metropolis, or the Metropolis building. It is an ornate 1911 Beaux Arts structure featuring a gilded cupola with a winged goddess statue on top. Across the street, you will see Iglesia de las Calatravas. To give you an idea of the vast amount of sights to take in on this main road, we are only about 2 to 3 blocks from Puerta del Sol at this point. We were hungry for a real meal since we had not had much since our flight, so we found a wonderful restaurant on Calle Alcalá called Las Bobides de Cibeles. We started with a free tapas of famous Spanish omelet with onions on bread. Free tapas before a meal or with the order of a drink are common in Spain and more common in certain areas than others. My husband ordered the paella and I enjoyed the steak and fries. Once we were recharged, we were ready to continue our journey down Calle Alcalá. We are now in the Cibeles area. Here you will see a change in the architecture to contain more Beaux Arts, Neo-Renaissance, and Modernism designs. You will pass the army headquarters and quickly run into the Cibeles Fountain. It is an 18th century neoclassical fountain depicting the goddess Cibeles on the chariot pulled by 2 lions. Behind the fountain is Palacio de Cibeles, formerly the city's post office and telegraph and telephone headquarters, which currently houses Madrid City Hall. There is free public access to the inside of the building and you can pay a small fee for a rooftop view. When ready, continue your walk down Calle Alcalá to Puerta de Alcalá. This triumphal arch contains stone carvings and elegant sculptures. It is a neoclassical gate in the Plaza de la Independencia. It was a gate from the former city walls of Philip IV. It stands near the city center and several meters away from the main entrance of Parque de El Retiro, also known as Parque de El Buen Retiro or El Tiro, which is the next stop in your self-guided walking tour. El Retiro is a beautiful park with various fountains and sculptures. There is so much to see in this park. After entering the park from Puerta de Alcalá, we quickly came upon Estanque Grande del Retiro, which is the central pond in the park where people can use rowboats and canoes. It was a very peaceful spot, even with all of the people. There was no way we were going to be able to see the entire park, so we walked along various trails as a start to our journey back to our hotel, following Calle de Alfonso XII. We eventually made our way through Paseo de las Estatuas and out the gates. We could have spent a lot more time in this park, but we were getting tired and had one last official stop to make. To see new attractions on our way to our last stop, which was near our accommodations, we traveled down various streets taking us past Monumento a los Caídos por España, Neptune Fountain, and into Plaza de Canaleja. The beautiful part of wandering is running into sites you never planned on seeing or knew they were there. Finally, we made it to Chocolatera San Ginés, the most famous chocolatera in Madrid. The shop has been open for over 130 years. It is open 24/7, 365 days a year, selling their crispy golden churros and velvety chocolate. This is a favored treat by Spaniards for all hours of the day, even breakfast. When we arrived in the evening, there wasn't much of a line, but it can get very long, so be aware if you may have to wait. It is important to know what you want when it is your turn to order, because the service is fast and they are trying to get people in and out as fast as possible. We ordered what we thought we wanted, only to find out we only got the skinny churros. Our server assisted us in obtaining a large one so we could give it a try. There's definitely a difference between the two in the crispy to gooey dough ratio. With our bellies nice and full and our steps accomplished, we returned to our lodging to get rested for a full second day. Please let me take a quick break and share the international travel log I created with you. This log allows you to quickly capture your daily adventures without long journaling sessions at the end of the day. There is a place to record your bucket list travel goals and a map to track your travels. The log contains 50 entries, with each containing a mementos page to visually capture your memories. For more information and to order your copy, please see the link in the description below. Day 2 starts nice and early, well, 8:30 a.m. for us, not so much for the Spaniards. The streets were empty. The weather was pleasant and it made for a really nice and peaceful start to the day. We grabbed some coffee, tea, and pastries at the cafe across from our accommodations, walked over to the Royal Theatre, and enjoyed our breakfast on a bench in the Plaza de Isabel II. Next, we took a stroll passing the Plaza de la Encarnación and Monumento a Félix Lope de Vega. This dropped us into the Jardins del Cabo Noval and Plaza de Orient, which contains 44 statues of Spanish kings from the medieval period, including the monument of Philip IV. There are beautifully manicured gardens that you can wander around with the view of the royal palace in front of you. This is an opportunity to try to capture a picture of the palace before large crowds start to gather. Then you will want to make your way to Plaza de la Almería. There are a few highlights in this area. First, you will get beautiful views of the Catedral de Santa María la Real de la Almudena, which we will visit later on in this itinerary. On the day of our visit, there was a running event set up, so they fired one of the military cannons to start the race. We got to watch a free demonstration of the firing from the plaza pointing out to the Campo del Moro. You never know what you're going to happily stumble upon, which is the beauty of travel. From the plaza, you get another view of the Royal Palace and the Galería de las Colecciones Reales, which is the Royal Collections Gallery containing paintings by great masters, as well as exquisite examples of decorative arts, furniture, books, musical instruments, armoires, and tapestries. I recommend purchasing your tickets online in advance for these attractions. There is a combined ticket for the Royal Palace and the Galería de las Colecciones Reales. We did not have time to visit the Galería de las Colecciones Reales, but if you plan on spending more time in Madrid or want to swap out some of the stops in this itinerary, you could easily add it to your visit. When purchasing your ticket for the Royal Palace, you do have to select an entrance time. I went with one of the first entries for the day to get a nice early start of 10:30 a.m. Don't expect attractions to open much earlier than 10 a.m. during your visit. The nice part is that the general entrance ticket includes an audio guide. I recommend downloading the app in advance along with the audio guide for offline use. The Wi-Fi is pretty spotty throughout the palace, so if you really want to listen to the guide during your tour, it's best not to rely on an internet connection. Also, make sure you have headphones or earbuds with you so you do not disturb other visitors with your audio guide. It is really distracting to hear multiple audio guides playing at different spots in a recording while trying to enjoy this beautiful site. If you would like, there are guided tours options available and paper guides available as well. The benefit of buying online is that you get to skip the ticket line and know you will have access to the Royal Palace at the time of your visit. Tickets are known to sell out in advance, so you don't want to arrive and find out there aren't any tickets available for that day. Once you enter, you will find yourself in the vast parade ground. Eventually, you will make your way into the main floor, the staterooms. You are immediately hit with the beauty of the main staircase. You can get glimpses into the prince's courtyard, which is in the middle of the palace. Each room feels more impressive than the next. This location originally featured an alcazar until a fire in 1734. Ferdinand VI completed the construction of the palace, in which Charles III modified the royal palace and completed the interior decorations. He was the first king to take residence in the royal palace. Isabella II commissioned the completion of the parade ground and landscaping in the park. Alfonso XII renovated the interior decorations and had a new armory and almudena built. Today, the palace is the official residence of Their Majesties the King and Queen of Spain. One of my favorite rooms was the banquet hall. The fresco on the ceiling was gorgeous, with the expansive, fully set table underneath. It was so hard to fully capture how impressive this entire space was. Another favorite of mine was the Royal Chapel. The gold and the frescoes and the marble, it was magnificent. You can really find yourself spending quite a bit of time here, so I recommend deciding ahead of time how long you're willing to dedicate to exploring the palace. We spent about an hour exploring the staterooms. We skipped the royal armory and kitchen, which could easily add another hour to your visit. Approximately 30 minutes is recommended for each of these exhibits. At this point, we were ready for some lunch, so we made our way up Calle Mayor with the destination of Mercado de San Miguel. However, along the way, we passed Plaza de la Villa, which is the oldest square in Madrid and houses some of the oldest, most historic buildings that still remain in the city, including the oldest city hall. Eventually, we made it to the Mercado, where we purchased a variety of tasty treats from different stalls to fill our bellies. There are so many options here, and I truly think there is something for everyone. Along with a variety of tapases, we had some horchata, which is a refreshing Spanish drink made from tiger nuts, water, and sugar. Unlike the Mexican version, it is dairy-free. With full bellies, we made our way back down Calle Mayor the same way we came to stop at a bar for a midday drink. We discovered lemon cerveza. It was so good and refreshing on a hot Madrid day. Again, we experienced a free tapa of olives with our order. So many unexpected surprises. Next, we made our way back towards Catedral de Santa Maria la Real de la Almudena, and look what I found along the way. We passed what looked to be another cathedral, so I made a stop. This is the Cathedral Church of the Armed Forces. Eventually, we made our way back to the Catedral de Santa Maria la Real de la Almudena, up the various flights of stairs to the main entrance. The cathedral is actually a newer cathedral, built in the late 19th century, but it still contains many of the traditional Gothic features. Mass was ending at the time of our visit, so we were able to enter without disturbing the service. I always feel a little weird walking around the inside of a religious building as a tourist when there is a service in progress. There is a free audio guide available on the cathedral's website. You can connect to the cathedral's Wi-Fi for free and stream it directly from the website. No need to download an app at this location. The audio guide is available in Spanish, English, Italian, and French. Again, make sure you have headphones or earbuds with you so you do not disturb other guests and those who may be participating in religious ceremonies during your visit. It is free to explore the cathedral, however, it is recommended you provide a €1 donation to help with the upkeep of the building as a courtesy for your visit. If you want to enter the museum and dome, you will need to pay a small entrance fee. There are also free audio guides available for these areas as well as the crypt. You can get beautiful views of Madrid from the dome. There are also guided tours of various areas available on specific days and times. I recommend checking the website in advance of your visit to see if there are any tours available that you might be interested in. At this point, we were tired and the heat was getting to us. We made our short walk back to our accommodations to take a little siesta and get rejuvenated for another round of adventures. This is the benefit of staying in the central Madrid area. We were so close to all of the attractions we were visiting and didn't have to rely on public transportation or a long journey back to our room at this point in the day. After a few hours, we were ready to go again, and we made our way to the convent of Corpus Christi. Once you arrive, you will find a brown door on Calle del Codo. This is where you can purchase secret cookies from the nuns. We visited on a Sunday in which they were closed. I still wanted to get a glimpse of the attraction. We did take a moment to enjoy the Church of Corpus Christi while we were in the area. No cookies, so we needed a snack at this point. What better than jamón? On our way, we made a quick walk through Plaza Mayor, and a highlight in this area was La Torre del Oro, which is a bullfighting bar covered in pictures of famous bullfighters and bullfighting memorabilia. This would be a great place to grab a drink and some tapas. However, I was on a mission and headed to the Museo del Jamón. We grabbed a seat upstairs and ordered some sangria and cerveza, a tasting plate of jamón, and some wonderful cheese. It was so good. So I tried to be productive and make online dinner reservations in advance of our departure from the US, but I never received a confirmation. Therefore, at this point, we made our way to Casa Butin to inquire about our reservation as soon as they opened for the evening tour at 6 p.m. Unfortunately, my online inquiry did not work for the evening tour and dinner reservation. However, we explained the situation. Well, my Spanish-speaking husband did, as you can probably tell from my pronunciation in this video, and they told us to come back at 9:30 p.m. Score! Now we had approximately 3 hours to kill. That meant more wandering and exploring. As a result, we stumbled upon the Royal Congregation of San Isidro of Madrid. This is a beautiful twin-towered Baroque sanctuary with ornate interiors and side chapels. It also contains the remains of San Isidro. After exploring, we found a little bar to have a drink. To our surprise, they had music playing and we were able to get some more lemon cervezas and enjoy a few merengues, salsas, and bachatas before our dinner reservation. The place got really packed and was a really fun time with people dancing and just enjoying life from all over the world. Eventually, it was time for the famous Casa Butin. This is the oldest restaurant in the world, according to the Guinness Book of World Records. It was founded in 1725, and we were there for its 300th anniversary. The restaurant was originally an inn, and various owners eventually converted the flats into the multi-story restaurant it is today. The stove is the main focus of the production, with roasted suckling pig, the featured item on the menu. You are free to explore the various floors as well as the cellar during your visit. We ordered a few items and shared them. This is definitely not a cheap dinner option. However, I felt like if we were in Madrid, we needed to take the opportunity to eat at the oldest restaurant in the world. At this point, we were stuffed and rolled ourselves back to our accommodations to get some rest before another day of adventures in a new location, Zaragoza. As you can see, there is a lot you can experience in a day and a half in Madrid and even get in some naps. Whatever you choose to do, I hope you enjoy your time in the city and get the most out of your visit. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit that like button. If you would like to support future productions, you can donate using the Super Thanks button or buy me a snack using the link in the description below. You can also follow me on Facebook, join the Facebook group, and follow me on Instagram for more content.